Hello and welcome to Homer for Friday, June 13th, 2025. Today we will be reading lines 41 to 55 of Book 11 of the Iliad. In today's lines, we will be witnessing Agamemnon finishing putting on his armor. And then after that, we'll see him get to work. And by that I mean, of course, everybody will line up near the front lines. The horses and everybody else will gather, and they'll get ready to follow orders, go to war. Anyway, on his head, Agamemnon set a helmet, with a peak before and behind, and 4 plumes of horsehair that nodded menacingly above it. Then he grasped 2 redoubtable bronze-shod spears, and the gleam of his armor shot from him as a flame into the firmament, while Hera and Athena thundered in honor of the king of rich Mycenae. Here timos Basileia polycrusoio mucanes. Great. Mucanes, I don't know. Every man now left his horses in charge of his charioteer to hold them in proper order by the trench, while he went into battle on foot, clad in full armor. And a mighty uproar rose on high into the dawning. The chiefs were armed and at the trench before the horses got there, but these came up presently. The son of Cronos sent a portent of evil sound about their host, and the dew fell red with blood, for he was about to send many a brave man hurrying down to Hades. Great, awesome lines. Let's sing them. Kratida bam fifalon cunente to tetra paleron. Hipurinde non de lo fosca tu perthene nauen. Hele to dalki madure duo ke koruth mena kalkoi. Oxe a tele de kalkos about to finura non eso. Lampe pideng du pesen a the naie de caere. Timosai Basileia polycrusoio mucanes. Heiunokoi menepeta heioi epetele ne castos. Hippuseu katakos monaru kemenauthi epitafroi. Aut epitafroi. Autoi de pulesun teucasintorech thentes. Roon asbestos, de boegen et euathi pro. Fthande mecipeon epitaphroi cosmet dentes. Hipe estoligon teciatonen de cudoimon. Orseca con cronides catahupsothenec nersas. I'm optimua daleas exaetheros huneca meleia. Pola siftimus que palasaidi proiapsein. Beautiful. So, I guess you can talk all you want about going to battle, and you can talk all you want about putting on armor, and you can have a great time preparing your horses and discussing things at night with lots of free food and wine. But eventually, the time comes to go to battle, and we're doing that right now. So first, we should mention that there's a final sort of armor scene here. We start to enter reality with this verb epideng duopeson. Excuse me. So there is a great sound by Athena and Hera both as they honor the king of golden Mycenae, very rich Mycenae. This has been sort of abstract, as we talked about yesterday, the armor and the meaning of the armor. And now we get to the real, we get to the good stuff, which is right? So that's an exchange, right? So the bronze that is about him goes up and shoots into the sky as a gleaming thing, right? Shot from him as a flame into the firmament. And then back down comes the thunder of Athena and Hera as they honor him. It's a great, I think that's like the dynamic. There's the warrior and the human, right? This sort of, in and out armor thing that we talked about yesterday. And there's also the divine and the grounded, the mortals. And you see both of them in these lines right here, in these last 4 lines. As he gets his spear and, 2 redoubtable bronze-shod spears and the gleam of his armor, right? That is, you have 2 spears and 1 flame into the sky, right? And then you have 2 goddesses and 1 strike of thunder towards the king. So nice symmetry there. Very, very beautiful. Anyway, so then we get to I really like this line. I didn't really sing it correctly, but you guys, you know that I have it in me. Get it next time, on our first take, last take, Homer YouTube channel here. Right, so pro, this is at the end here. It's a very musical line. I mean, it literally has shout in the line. And then pro, right, is like going high into the dawning, right? Into the aothi. Such a great, asbestos, right? Unquenchable shout, right? And I don't know, it's just such a vivid vision of them. There's his armor sending this, fire into the sky, but then there's their collective asbestos, right? Boe, genet aothi pro, right? All the way up into the sky, right? As they gather around. I think the vocabulary lookup is working right now, but that's okay. Someone needs to build a second Perseus, genuinely. Anyway, so yeah, and then the horses follow, so they're already there, which is interesting. And then the final thing that's worth mentioning here, right, or the chiefs are already there, because they've been out there by the Tafros, right, by the trench. The final thing that's worth mentioning is this very, very interesting right? So there's blood, right? Right? He sends this kudoimon kakon, right? The Kronos does. So interesting. It's like down from heaven, there's dew of blood, right? Very interesting, and haimati, right? Such a brutal way of describing the prelude to battle, prelude to war. And then we have this recollection of actually the beginning of the Iliad, which is, proiapsein, this verb, sending them to Hades, right? And that's, you can recognize that, one of those pola siftimus kapala saidi proiapsen, pola siftimus kapala saidi proiapsen. I don't know, whatever it is. There's many a brave man hurrying down to Hades. Very, very poignant. And they all know that this is going to happen, and yet they're still getting ready, and they're still doing it. What war are you fighting, viewer? That's what you should ask yourself. Just kidding. Don't go start a war just because of this passage, but maybe, think about the conflicts in your life, and think of the last time you really gathered at the trench, and felt the thunder from on high as you put on everything that represented yourself, and also, your comrades around you, you collectively making such a sound that, it was unquenchable, that rose straight into the sky, and it was answered by, dewdrops of blood that seemed to be blood. That's how red the dawn was, right? When's the last time you felt that about something, right? And if you haven't felt that yet, how are you going to find that feeling in your life? These are the questions I believe that the Greeks would have felt as they listened to these passages. Very inspiring. Let's get into it tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care and be inspired. Bye.